Requesting all the participants to kindly mute their audio. The live streaming on YouTube.
Hello. You are muted. Vivian, you are muted.
Okay, 1 second.
So you are audible
Hello?
now. We can start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just briefly introduce Swapnil sir, because as more participants have joined. So Swapnil Mistry sir owns a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from the University of Mumbai and is working as a full stack developer in Simpress Company India. He has been given to work with consultancy projects from more than 2 industries in the field of Internet of Things, and has published 3 papers in reputed IEEE international conferences and conducted more than 10 hands-on workshops on topics such as Arduino Uno, hands-on Raspberry Pi, TensorFlow, React Native for the development of both staff as well as students. His research interests include IoT, cloud computing, web and mobile application development. We are indeed fortunate to have you, sir, amongst us to take this session. From all of us gathered here, I welcome you once again for this webinar and request you to conduct the session. Just a small note to all the participants, the YouTube link has been made live, which will be posted in the chat, requesting all the participants to like, share and comment, as well as subscribe for more updates. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me in. And indeed, it was a sweet introduction to me. And hope that everyone is safe. And I know that it's a lazy Sunday morning, and people don't like to wake up early and join the sessions like this. But we'll like to wrap things around soon, like about an hour, because we are running quite late a bit. And we'll just give you a small demonstration on what React is and how can you really build your applications around React. Right, so let's just get started. I will just start by sharing my screen. Yeah, so is it visible, right? The screen is visible to people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Just a second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're going to just start on with the React webinar. So basically, I'll be guiding you through what React is, when to use React, and gradually who uses React in this modern world. But before starting with the same, I would like to just ask some questions around React. That has anyone ever started working on React or heard about React before? No one? Yes. Okay. So yeah. So there are quite some people who have already heard of React and work on React. So if I go wrong somewhere, please do ping me and kindly provide your feedback over the same so that we can make a session quite more interactive. Yeah. Jumping on to the session, what will be the contents of this session? Like something like how can you create your basic React app? And this will be providing you the starting point to follow up through this tutorial, like what actually React is, how can you set up your project, and what really are the files and the structure gets created when you create your first project. Apart from that, what we'll be learning through this session will be nothing but the fundamental of React, So quite make sure that this is relative a basic session on React and not an advanced React session. I'll be just guiding you through certain small things like what are states in React, what are props in React, and what basically the components are in React. So keeping this in mind, it will give you an overall knowledge that how can you start building your React application, and eventually following up some guides, you can really build some good applications as quick as possible. At last, there is a point calling that we can build a simple React app, but due to time constraints, I already have some of the applications with me. So rather than building them up, I will just traverse you through this application, like what are the file structures and all those kind of stuff. Yeah. So moving up to the next slide, this is the one of the most important slides. So before starting on with React, we need certain things installed on system. The first one is the Node.js, and the other one is the Visual Studio Code or any text editor. Most preferably, people use Visual Studio Code. You can also go and use Sublime Text or some other text editors if you want. Let me just browse through these links. So the very first link is nothing but the Node.js. Possibly it is not letting me do. Yeah, so this is the website of Node.js. Now you can see there are lots of versions available. You can just go ahead and install the one as per your system. So for Mac, you can just click on Mac. Okay, just started downloading. By the way, you can just go and check yours and just install it. For 32-bit, you can install the one. For 64-bit, you can install the one. So you can just go through the page, and at the end of the session, we'll make sure that you have all the articles to get started with the setup and the code which I'll be showing you in this session. Yeah, so this is the session.